Hi, I'm Phil Wickham. I'm a co-founder of Sozo Ventures. We have offices in Redwood City and Tokyo, and we do a lot of cross-border enterprise software investing.
Is there a market or sector you've been paying close attention to?
The sector I'm really interested in is disease management. It's gotten really interesting as AI's entered the scene because now the power of what we can do to diagnose and understand and plan for disease management has become very powerful. AI can actually really change the experience of the cancer patient and the cancer family for the better.
What is one core principle you have consistently followed throughout your investing career?
Several principles I follow, but in terms of a principle I follow in making investments is paying attention to my emotional reaction to management team and the company and the mission that they're building. And one of the little tricks I use and I teach young people that work with me is pay attention to the emotions of how you feel about the company. Would you go so far as to say, I could imagine myself quitting my venture job to going to work for that company? But if you feel a really strong pull towards the company, then that's something to pay close attention to. And if you combine that with a really strong financial and market analysis, something to pay attention to.
What do you think is the most important when it comes to networking?
So there's something I learned from an executive coach years ago, which I think is incredibly valuable, which is called intentional networking, which is when you end up in a very interesting place, a unique place at a unique time that might have nothing to do with your career. In a sense, it's like keeping your antenna up for the most interesting people you can meet. They're probably right under your nose, but you're just not being aware of it.
What's one piece of investing advice you would share with someone who doesn't know much about finance?
I'll share with you what has been the most successful stock strategy for me personally. First of all, a sector that has sort of an emotional down. For some reason, the market is down on a particular sector. And you reflect on that sector and realize it's an emotional reaction, not a logical reaction. This is an industry that isn't going anywhere. It could be something as simple as computer systems or telcos or automotive. Like it's an industry that's not going to go away. And then look within that space of what is the best run company. What I tend to do in my stock market investing is I go big and I go long. So I might go after that stock and I'll hold it for a long time. But that's the approach I take, and it's worked really well for me because the market isn't logical. The market is emotional. So if you recognize those emotional downs that aren't based on fundamentals, it's really good shopping.